Hello and welcome to Just Hoops. Bobi Klintman from Sweden and Wake Forest is one of the most compelling and interesting prospects entering the 2023 NBA draft. In this video, we're going to look at his game, but starting with his numbers, it's really interesting because the 6'10", 225-pound forward wasn't really impressive based on the numbers, but the thing that stood out most importantly throughout the stats was a 36.8% shooting percentage from beyond the arc. Now, let's dive into the film and see what Klintman can bring to the next level. Starting with the film, let's talk about his strengths. He's a shooter, capital S shooter. The way he has that solid stroke, the way he gets his feet down, he's able to elevate over the defense. To throw some numbers out there, he shot 36.8 from beyond the arc and 37% in catch and shoot situations. He did not take a lot of attempts off the bounce from beyond the arc, but he can be a great spacer. He moves well off the ball, finds open space, makes himself available off the rock, and knows where to put himself to be in the best spots possible to knock it down. And to go back to his size and length, he is 6'10" and has a tremendous wingspan, allowing him to shoot up and over most contests, making it very difficult to even affect his shot. I think at the end of the day, the ways that he can improve as a shooter are his shot readiness and quickness of his feet. If he gets his feet faster and he's more prepared to shoot, I think the release will speed up a lot. But going into the league, he already has NBA range and just a smooth shot overall. Next, let's talk about his way he could slash and play off the ball and be a tremendous rim presence. I think that as an athlete, he's very solid. He's able to move at his size with his length and his bounce and finish plays at the rim as a lob threat, first of all, and then secondly, he's just a guy that's able to make himself available and finish plays in the paint among the trees. Yes, he's not the most physically strong guy, but he's able to still finish these plays with great touch and poise and also get above the rim. His feel for the game and understanding and putting himself in the right spots consistently both on and off the ball is definitely a huge strength of his, and in these spots he identifies these openings and he has good enough hands to catch it and then the athleticism and size and length to finish these plays. The next part of his finishing game though is when he gets the ball on the drive. In terms of a ball handler, he is capable. He has the size, length, and athleticism to get downhill past most of his matchups and make plays happen downhill. But at the end of the day, he does need to get stronger. We'll talk about that later. But the raw skill and talent is there for him to put the ball on the ground and make plays toward the rim. And lastly, we got to talk about him at the defensive end of the floor. He is raw, but elite at this end already. The way he's at his size, guarding on the perimeter, guarding on the interior, making plays happen individually, covering space as a help side guy. We'll get to that next. But at the point of attack, he sits in a stance. He's highly active. He uses that athleticism and length to make plays consistently all the time. The way he just flies around at the point of attack, has his reach there, the ability to make plays even if he's not even in the play is just tremendous. He has a great feel for being that individual defender, for making plays at the point of attack, and just being an all-around impact guy at that level at the defensive end of the floor. And it's just really cool to see somebody at his age have that feel for the game and the raw physical tools to go out there and act on it. I really like the way he's able to guard on the inside too. He's not the strongest guy, but when people try to take him to the post, he was able to wall up, stay very solid, block shots. He already has a great feel for timing on blocking shots and getting up there, meeting it at the point, and not technically going for the block, but just going for a contest. But his size at the college level allowed him to block a lot of shots and contest a lot of shots at the rim. I think at the next level, he can be a presence down there, making plays happen, flying around, being really good on the help side at the rim, and then also with that size, length, and athleticism, just an all-around guy that could fly in the lane, jump up, wall up, and just make it more difficult for offenses to get points down in the paint. But nextly, to talk about him on the help side, the way he is able to cover ground in all of these clips, you can see him going from the middle of the lane as a plug to running out and contesting a three above the break. Just overall, the length, athleticism, the speed, just the way he is able to cover space with his size and athletic gifts is there, and he has an understanding for it, so I'm only expecting him to get better in the NBA. So to go to the other side of things and talk about his weaknesses, it all starts with his strength overall, because he has the skill set to be capable of putting the ball on the ground, finishing at the rim. He has the size, length, athletic ability to make plays at the rim. but his strength. Guys were able to bump him off his drives, not allow him to get the angle he wants. He was getting bumped on finishes, and it prevented him from capitalizing on these opportunities. And this all goes back to his strength. At the end of the day, he's not as strong as he needs to be as successful as he can possibly be at his size. And I think getting in the weight room, being with NBA strength coaches, being in that environment will be huge for him and essential for his success. Because you can see he has the feel, he has the understanding, and then in terms of passing, he's not as strong with the ball as he has to be to make these plays happen. You can see he's trying to make the right plays, but his lack of strength is hampering his ability to do so, and at the end of the day, the stronger he gets, the better he will be all around as a player, and it will allow him to make all the plays he needs to make and wants to make on the floor. And then to go to the other end of the floor, defensively, he has the raw potential to be elite at this end of the floor, but he has to rely less on his athletic ability and more on being solid, keeping his chest in front and not allowing individual offensive players to just blow right by him. His natural length and size are his strengths and assets at the defensive end of the floor, but the more he is able to work on his lateral quickness, be more engaged by staying in front and using that lateral quickness to make plays happen rather than his God-given abilities, I think he will become a tenfold better defender and be highly successful at the next level. Klintman, with a ton of physical potential, a great jumper, a feel for the game of basketball, is seen anywhere from late lottery to early second round. I think at the end of the day, the more he's able to grow into his body and get stronger, the better he will be in the long haul. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, learned something about one of the most cool, intriguing prospects in this year's draft. For more content like this, please like, subscribe, and share, and we'll catch you in the next one.